What's up guys, PPD here and welcome to episode 116 of my road to Manchester City. I know it's been a while, there's just been a few issues going on recently, and I know I said this a couple episodes ago now, but I just have no motivation to play FIFA, and I don't have the motivation to edit videos, and adding on to that, I just have had problems recently with my computer since I installed new RAM and stuff like that. It's just a whole mess that I'm trying to figure out. But yeah, we're back here, episode 116, completing a few things over here. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the transfer list. We sold off a few things from the bronze packs I've been opening. As per usual, I feel like that's all I do on FIFA right now. Open bronze packs and play a couple of division games, complete an SBC here or there, and that's pretty much it. And when I'm not playing division games, I'm playing the daily knockout tournament, which we're actually going to play in this episode because there was one the other day for a ultimate scream pack, I believe, as a reward. So we're going to go ahead and complete that. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and vote for our boy Jack Butland, of course, because of course we want him to win. He's probably the best goalkeeper in the game, which makes no sense at all. But then again, Smalling is the best center back in the game, so whatever. But yeah, we go ahead, vote for Butland, we get his pink card, and he actually did end up winning that category as expected. And we're going to be completing that one SBC in the next episode, actually, because I don't actually have the players to be able to complete it. And the reason for that is because I have the Chris Smalling that I'm going to do in this episode as well. So we'll be doing the Butland one next episode. I also went ahead and completed the loan SBC for Bernardo Silva. Obviously, I'm not a big fan of him being a right mid or the fact that he's alone, but it is what it is. We're never going to play with him anyways. I kind of wish that EA did I wouldn't really have made sense, but it would have been cool, I guess, if EA did a thing where all the marquee transfers were the best possible version of the card. But then that would be a little bit crazy because you'd get a team of the season, Lacazette at Arsenal, and yeah, like I said, that doesn't make much sense. But I would have loved Bernardo Silva team of the season at City. But here's hoping to EA doing something cool, right? Anyways, we're going to go ahead, jump into the daily knockout tournament. I'm actually playing with a pretty different team than normal. You guys usually see me rock that Premier League team that I always use. And while I'm still using a Premier League team, there is some different players in there. And the reason for that was because the requirement was to have 8 players from one nationality minimum. And I said, what nationality can I do in the BPL? Because I wanted to keep it in the BPL because it was just the easier way to do it. I don't really have amazing players from the other leagues, so it just makes sense to keep it in the Premier League. And surprising to me, England was actually a good option. Despite England not exactly being the greatest when it comes to world football, they do have some good players in the Premier League. So it was pretty easy to do that one. I had Walcott already. I had Dele Alli already, so that's 2. I just throw my boy in Jack Butland in there. That's 3. We have Smalling as well. That's 4. I threw in Shaw instead of Van Aanholt, which doesn't really matter that much. Shaw has been pretty solid for me. In past games, I have Walker, who's already in the team, so that's 5 or 6. And who else did I have? I put the Harry Kane SBC card in, which I never thought I'd actually play with when I completed that SBC. But if I ever got Harry Kane, if I ever got the team this season in a pack, I was always going to throw him at center mid there because he has the work rates for being a center mid, believe it or not. He has high work rates. He's tall, he's strong, has a good shot, and while he's not the fastest, if he's playing center mid, he doesn't really need that much pace. So I said, you know what, let's go ahead and throw Kane and SB in the midfield right there. We had to take off Fernandinho, who's usually in there. We put Conte in the center. And I actually put Gray in there as my striker, which I wasn't too fond of because when I did play with Gray in the past, he wasn't that great, so I didn't really want to use him. But it's the daily knockout tournament. I don't exactly need the best players in the game to be able to win. However, it would help. And in this game, it would have helped especially because this guy was a pretty decent player. He had the 2-1 lead, but over here in the 85th minute, we find an equalizer with Heung-min Son. He is such a good card, and if EA do a Futties card for Son, he's without a doubt going to win, and I'm definitely going to be completing that SBC because he is one of the best players in this game. 88th minute though, 2-2, our opponent gets a free kick. He swings it across. However, we go on the counterattack after our defender clears it with a header. Dembele, who was brought on as a sub, gives it to Dele Alli. Dele Alli to Conte. Conte with a great burst of pace over here. mugs off the defender, swings it across, and Dembele, who I brought on as a sub, finds the back of the net with a little bit of a cheesy goal over here. He shot it right at the goalkeeper, but Lloris saves it and it goes into the back of the net. 90th minute, scripting, handicap, momentum, whatever you want to call it. I was going to take it because that gave us the 3-2 lead, and I actually didn't want to take any chances. And I know this was probably unnecessary. I actually rarely ever do this. But as soon as our opponent paused it, because I think he paused it because I didn't touch the ball yet, I said, yeah, I'm going 5 at the back, stay back while attacking on pretty much everyone, and we are going park the bus because I just cannot be bothered to blow this 3-2 lead, go to extra time, go to penalties, lose it, and have to play this daily knockout tournament again. Because like I said, I'm not exactly a big fan of FIFA these days, especially when most of the time when I'm playing these games during the week, it's after I've come back from work and I'm tired as hell. So didn't want to take any chances, went ahead, parked the bus, and it was pretty much unnecessary because like 10 seconds after we scored that goal and it kicked off, we stole the ball like 2 times over here, you're going to see, and the ref ends up blowing the whistle, and we end up winning this game 3-2. So a pretty back and forth game. He took the lead, I equalized, he took the lead again, I equalized, and then I took the lead, held on, parked the bus, and we held on, got the win. We get ourselves a FUT birthday player, and I said it was a screen player, didn't I? We do get a screen player pack though, and I think it's from an SBC actually. That is where it's from. But yeah, we get ourselves a FUT birthday player from the daily knockout tournament, and look at that right there. He actually went 3-4-2-1 when he paused it when I scored that 3rd goal. So I went park the bus and he went all out attack, which I found pretty funny. And I guess he was in the final as well, because if he's willing to do that, I mean, I don't know, some people probably would do that in the first round, but personally I wouldn't do that unless I was in the final. So I'm guessing he was in the final. But we're going to go ahead and open up the FUT birthday player pack over here. I didn't really know who I wanted because there's no City player who has a FUT birthday card, and there's nobody really amazing. But after I thought about it, I said, you know what, David Villa would be pretty cool, despite him getting a team of the season in a few weeks, I think. No, I know he's going to get a team this season. He's been amazing for New York. We end up getting Muriel, though, and whatever, really. The FUT birthday player would actually come in handy later on. Well, not in this episode, but currently right now, I think there's an SPC for, what's his name? Lamb and Xabi Alonso, and apparently you need a FUT birthday card for that. So that pack wasn't exactly useless, and I think I'm pretty positive that with the next daily knockout tournament that's going to come out on Monday, the reward you get from that is going to be useful for a future SBC. So look out for that. And I'm thinking the reward is going to be a team of the season. I don't even know, to be honest. Could be a team of the tournament. I have no idea. There's so many special cards this year. But we went ahead and completed the Player of the Month Sterling SBC, and I couldn't believe it. They actually re-released the Sterling card. However, when I found out that it was a loan, I was a little bit gutted because I would have loved to permanently have that Sterling. There's a rumor going on that maybe next week they'll release the full version of it where you don't have it as a loan, but I'm not too sure. We'll see what happens with that. So yeah, we get Sterling. We're going to use him in a couple of runs in Division 1, and hopefully we can win him in that. And we then go ahead and open up the one to watch pack that we got from completing the El Rondo SBC. Very, very good SBC. It costs close to nothing, about 5,000 coins if I'm not mistaken. And while the one to watch that you get is untradeable, you can really get somebody good. I actually got Pogba in my other account, which I just couldn't believe. 92 rated Pogba from an SBC that costs 5,000 coins. Ridiculous. But yeah, we get El Barrinho, I was going to see. We get Berahino over here, who isn't that great. But whatever, we're gonna keep him for a future SBC. And then we went ahead and looked at the completed team and how it's looking right now. It's looking great, guys. We're going back to the 4-2-3-4, and hopefully Sterling can give us that edge that will win us enough games to hopefully end up winning Division 1. I'm still struggling, but we'll see how it goes in the future. We then went ahead and completed the Chris Smalling Futties winner SBC. Of course, we want to get an upgraded Smalling. Who doesn't? This one cost about like 30 to 40,000 coins because, like I said, I don't really have that many 84s or 83s, and after completing this, I actually have none. So completing Butland's going to be a little bit more expensive than completing Smalling. But we also get ourselves a Futties kit over here. Smalling is going to go into the main Premier League squad. And that is going to be that. But we're going to go ahead and complete the marquee matchups as well. And while we complete this, I might as well talk about some City transfers. We got Kyle Walker. I thought we would never get him after it was rumored we were in for him. But we finally secured the deal. We now have Kyle Walker after Dani Alves snubbed us for PSG. Honestly, I know this, it might sound like I'm lying, but I'm really not. When we were rumored to get Dani Alves, I said, oh, come on, man. I don't want this guy. He's a dickhead. He talked crap about us in the past, and he is aging. And while I do figure that he was probably going to be a backup right back, I just didn't want him. I don't care about the experience, but maybe that's just my bias talking because I'm not a big fan of the guy. And what do you know? He snubs us for PSG, and I'm not too bothered about it. Good signing for PSG, although I wonder what's going to happen with Aurier going forward. But yeah, Dani Alves goes to PSG. I really don't care. We got Kyle Walker, who in my opinion is probably better. He's younger. Sure, he costs 50 million, but he's proven in the Premier League. He's young, and he has a lot of room to develop. But that is that. We're also about to get Mendy. I think they just take way too long to secure these deals, the City board. But it is what it is. But yeah, the team is looking very solid for next season, and I'm really excited to see how we do. But yeah, we go ahead and open up the pack that we get for completing marquee matchups, and that is going to leave us with a bunch more packs over here, a bunch of consumable packs to open up over here. And these packs aren't that bad. I've said this in the past, and I'll say it again. The fitness cards that you get and even the contracts that you get are very valuable. And you know what? Sometimes these packs are actually better than getting like those gold player packs because the consumables sometimes are worth more than a player. But we open up the ultimate screen pack to end off the episode, and we get ourselves Joel, Matip, and in my opinion, the screen cards are the best design cards in the game, but maybe that's just me. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been episode 116 of my road to Manchester City. Next episode, we're going to go ahead and complete the Futties Butland. I was going to say Smalling. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Pippy Deed, and I'm out.